So after about 4 miles, I think, you get towards the end of the hangaway, which is where we're approaching now. It gets to a sort of road junction, a very quiet country lane road junction. And this is important because for 2 reasons. One, this junction, because it's where there's going to be a feed station. So both the half marathon and the marathon runners can take some energy as needed. And the second reason it's quite important is because the half marathon runners turn left at this point and the marathon runners carry straight on. So yes, that's it really. Here we are at the junction. So as I say, there's a feed station somewhere here, and there'll be marshals directing everyone with a marathon number straight on up that road that you can see going on ahead, and the half marathon runners to turn a sharp left and head that way. I'll show you the way. That's where the half marathon goes. But we're going for today straight on here. So when we get to this triangle, again this will be marshalled. We take the slightly right fork and head for that footpath. There's very little traffic here, if any. There we go, this byway, just a word of warning. There's a nasty little hill that really gets you going. A little secret. Whenever I recce this marathon route, this is the section that finishes me off. As you can tell, because I'm not getting my words straight now. So just take this section, this next mile, steady. It's a long, fairly steep uphill. Finally we get to the top, and it's a nice steady downhill now for about half a mile. And then something interesting happens, and I'll show you that next. So I teased you, something interesting is about to happen. So we turn left here, this will be marshalled. So left, and we go towards this stile here, and lo and behold, back on the Wayfarers Walk. So we've done this big loop basically, left the Wayfarers Walk west of the A34, came along the Hangers Way, and have now rejoined the Wayfarers Walk, further up if you like than where we started, and we're going to run along here now for about 4 miles I think, and then we're going to head off to Hannington and we're almost done. I'm getting a bit knackered now, hence I'm stopping every now and then because I see something interesting. So these are some lovely wild daffodils, all budding. In about a week this will be a glorious display. This hill, it's not long, but on a hot day there's no shelter. To get to those trees, that line of trees at the top, it does take it out of you, and there'll be a lot of people walking this section, such as me now. Santi won't walk it. Santi, you alright? Good lad. Oh, what's he seeing now? Anyway, you'll come back. When you get to the top, you turn left to go along this little trail. Here it comes. Go along here, it's flat now, and then downhill. You can see Hannington there in the distance, so we're definitely heading in the right direction. Along this track, right at the end. So we have another of the meeting points here, where the half marathon route and the marathon route cross. The half marathon route comes in from the left here and then goes left up that hill. The marathon route, which I'm doing now, turns right here. So actually we're leaving temporarily the Wayfarers Walk. We're going straight up here towards Hannington, not the mast, the village. So we're nearly home now, not too many more miles. So when you get to Hannington, this will be your last drink station. I think it's also a feed station from memory. They'll be on this village green. So here we are on the village green. Not many cars, I hope. And we go down that little lane there. And there's a footpath in about 200 metres. Okay, so we're sort of on the home straight now, but there is a killer sting in the tail, which you'll see shortly. When you get to this point, you can smell the beer. You're probably 2 miles away, 2 and a bit miles, but don't underestimate the efforts needed, because there is a big dipper coming up, very steep down and a very steep up. I'll show you that in a moment. It's the big dipper, a long way down. The very top left, at the top of the big dipper, you can breathe a sigh of relief. That's the hard work done now. And the path turns left. You could go straight on, but that's not the official Hoppit route. I think this is marshalled, but if not, there'd be good signage making sure everyone does the right the left turn down to there on that straight section towards the mast. Well, at this stage, as you're running down this track, you spy Brigadoon, otherwise known as the finish line. It's to the left. Can you see those barriers, white barriers for the horses? That's where the finish is. So you've really done it now when you get here. There's no stopping you. We go down here about 150 metres, then there's a left turn to a footpath. All signposted, all marshalled. Well, if you have any energy left when you get to this spot, less than a mile from the finish, this is where you can spank it down the hill. It's a lovely long downhill section, lasts about over half a mile, just under, well, about half a mile. And yeah, when you get to the bottom, it's just the last half a mile to the finishing arch. It's great. You've really cracked it. Enjoy yourself at this point. Start dreaming of your beer. That's it. At the bottom of the hill, why don't you try that little jump? Or perhaps not. And then go around the corner. And here we are. Back into the finishers field where we were 3 hours ago if you're done with the top runners, 5 hours, 6 hours ago if you're a bit more average like me. And so we've got an 800 metre run now. Oh, there we are. I've just run 26.2 miles. Hannington Mast in the distance. This will be where there'll be a hive of activity on June the 18th. The beer tent will be a pint of beer or a half pint of beer will be waiting for you. It's a tough course, I'm not going to kid you. I've walked a lot of the hills today, but I've still done it in well, 5 hours, 5 and a bit hours. And I've been stopping a lot and taking videos. So for people who are worried that it's going to be hard, just you know, as long as you've got some base level fitness and used to having time on your feet that, you know, can be see you out for about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and you can still do a bit of jogging, you should be alright. If you're worried at all, send me an email or think about the half marathon. Look forward to seeing you all on June the 18th, I hope. Lots of runners on June the 18th. And I'll bring Santi as a special treat.